You know, as I'm sitting here exhausted at 1:30 in the morning on Sunday, June 29th of 2025, after having a blast at the House of Blues, seeing so many amazing bands. But honestly, all of the bands were phenomenal. But personally, to me and my family, you know what? Let me turn on my light because this dark, moody lighting just ain't covering it. And excuse the messy hair, I had crimped space buns. All the bands were amazing. Alpha Omega fucking killed it. Oh, excuse me. Forgot the second name of the band. I'll have to get back to you on that in comments. You had Breaking Serenity to close it out, but our absolute favorite band in this family is Where It Lies. And despite coming home to a house messy because my German Shepherd got upset mommy wasn't home for bedtime because we have a routine, I've had time to calm down and preface the video that will be attached to this. Anybody who truly knows me knows I have calmed quite the fuck down. My teenager is the one that you come at mommy wrong, because we are ride or die. That's just how it is with a single mom and all the shit she and I have both been through. Generational traumas managed to find their way into the family without even realizing it. But anybody who knows me, let's turn down the sunlight. Sorry guys. Knows the one thing I will never stand for is you to talk shit about my name or put ill out on my name or BPE to the TTY, whether it's me, especially my kids. And when I say my kids, I don't just mean my daughter, I mean my two nieces and my nephew. I mean my sister and my brother-in-law. I mean my mama. You can say what you want about me, but I will give it back tenfold. But I have calmed down so much, and it's very rare for me to get heated and speak out about stuff. So the video that will be spliced to this one shows you who I am in the moment where my emotions are very raw, where I am venting, and you see that version of me where I am feisty, no holds, balls to the wall. I have no problem. You want to talk your shit and run your mouth and still be in high school and trying to be subtle, thinking I was born yesterday and I don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's fine. But I have nothing to hide. As these videos prove, I have talked about domestic violence that I have faced 10 times over, from my father, my biological father, from my biological father forcing my older brother, who is no longer on this earth, to do stuff to me as a child, to my marriage to my ex-husband, to an ex-fiance, to emotional abuse in a way from some others. I am unapologetically me. I own up for who I am and what I've done in my past, whether it is an abortion at 17, whether it's having a failed marriage and pressing charges against my ex-husband for domestic violence and terrorist threats. I am an open book. I own up to my past, and every trauma and every bad and good thing I've ever faced in this life and will continue to face in this life make me a better person. Nothing breaks me, nothing stops me. And it's also part of the reason why I know who I can trust with the details of my life. I know who I can call and will be there for me, hands down, whether we speak daily, whether I live with them, whether we go a few months without talking, like my old work wife, Lauren. I know who's there for me. So when it comes to an old friendship ending and that person talking shit, I don't like it and I don't appreciate it because that person hasn't been a part of my life in over a year. You have no right to have my name in your mouth. And so, like I said, with these videos, you're gonna see more of who Briana is, who Katie is, how we both handle things differently, what gets us heated, what brings out old versions that we have done our best to grow from and not go there. And this is one time where it went there. The last year and a half, my life has been dedicated to my daughter's mental health. My daughter has tried to kill herself after being sexually assaulted on her school campus in middle school when she was in 7th grade. I lost my son last year and nearly died losing him. I've had issues from the car accident that caused me to lose my son to this day, to where I'm still getting MRIs done on Monday, June 30th, to figure out what's wrong and what surgery needs to happen, if any, or if it's just pain I will have to forever learn to deal with and know that I'll be in pain for the rest of my life. In addition to finally getting answers for health problems I've had for years. My life has gotten smaller. I like to stay home. I like the people and I adore the people I live with. I live with my 2 nieces. I live with my daughter. I live with my sister and her husband, the throuple. We have our animals. We're very happy here. And we have an amazing support group and our friends Frankie, Mo, and their girls, and my best friend Tyler, and my parents, and Katie's family, her sisters Cheyenne, her dad Robert. I know who I can count on, and I know who I can't count on. So In the next video, you're going to see me get upset from a nearly 20-year friendship that went down the toilet last year after I nearly died losing my son, and the lack of compassion and understanding and hearing, and then playing the victim card because nobody reaches out when it goes both ways. Energy goes both ways. If you're not going to give me the same energy I put out to you, and you only come around when you want something from me, that's not a real friendship. That is just you using me because you know I am the type as heartless and cutthroat I can be. I am also the person that gives chances after chances, will help out financially if able, even as a single mom to a special needs child, who will give you the last shirt on my back if it means you have something you need. So it takes a lot for the old Briana, that my wonderful friend Meghan on my personal TikTok has said that she would love to see the old fiesty Briana come out, but the old feisty Briana has normally hung up her boxing gloves, and is just a mom and an aunt, and my life revolves around those kids and my sister and my mother. And before last month, when my grandmother passed away, my grandmother was my biggest priority, and I miss my best friend, and I'm still grieving. So, while dealing with a grieving process of losing someone I thought was invincible and I could never see as weak, but was so weak when she passed away, and for pettiness to come out, I think that's when the old Brianna flips a switch and is like, you know what, enough's enough, and this is bullshit. So you're gonna see that part of me. We promise you guys unfiltered, uncensored, all about our chaotic lives. We have nothing to hide. We are open books. There's nothing about my past that you can say negatively that I haven't thought myself, that I haven't been through myself. I have walked 1,000 lives already in 35 years, and I have survived. I am a phoenix that will constantly rise from the ashes when I'm knocked down, and I will persevere through it all, even when I feel like I won't. And I'm still going through stuff and trying to come out on the other side in a phoenix way with dealing with my daughter's incredibly scary heart condition, and the fact that her father wants nothing to do with it, or losing my grandma, and dealing with the depression that comes from losing a loved one. So, like I said, you will see all sides of us as you get to know us, as we continue making these videos. I make no apologies for who I am. Yes, are there times I get mad? Yes, are there times I get heated? 100%. I am human. I am flawed. I have real feelings. And it hurts to know that someone I once thought was family, was a sister, would be petty and not only drag my name through the mud, but my sister's name through the mud, because we have no contact with this person anymore. So you will see an angry version of me. It could have been a lot worse. Trust me, even you'll hear Katie chime in. It could have been a lot worse. I was really nice about it. And that just reinforces why my circle is small, why I rely on Katie and our husband and Frankie and Mo and Tyler and Lauren when she and I get a chance to actually talk to each other and catch up, because she's incredibly busy and I'm incredibly busy. And let's just leave it at that. You get me in all my fine mess to give you a prequel after 2 days of taking time to calm down. And I know I shouldn't sweat the small stuff. I shouldn't let people who don't matter get to me. But again, I'm human. I'm flawed. It is what it is. However, there's nothing anybody can say about my past that I haven't put out there already or will continue to put out there. Transparency is key. I am teaching not only my daughter, my nieces, but my nephew that as well, as they all grow up and learn from us, and I want them to be better than us. So you're gonna see a slightly unhinged Briana. That's tamer than she was in her 20s, and definitely tamer than she was in her teen years. Again, I'm in my mid-30s. So if this is the worst that I am in my mid-30s, I think I'm doing pretty okay. All in all, like I said, 1:46 in the morning now. These videos will be coming out in a matter of hours, but I wanted to add this as a preface to that video, to give you some insight. I'm going to go to bed now after I edit these videos so I can have them posted all on time. Thank you for sticking with us again. Thank you for being patient and letting us post these 3 videos. And yeah, enjoy the ride. All right, it's Briana. Unusual because, as you can see, Katie is not actually in the video. She is still in the room. She may chime in, she may not. But Katie doesn't like conflict at all, whereas I'm of the Beth Dutton state of mind where I could give 0 fucks. What I don't appreciate, and which is why this video is being made, is if you trash my family's name, you trash my name, you trash my friend's name, anything like that, and then the claws come out. I am not who I was when I was a teenager. I am not who I was in my 20s. I am in my mid-30s, and I intend to be pretty calm, and I hate drama most of the time now. Do I love listening about other people's drama, especially when doom scrolling on TikTok or Instagram? 1,000%. Give it to me. Do I love the drama in my books? Again, 1,000%. Give it to me, because it's not happening in my real life. However, when it comes to broken friendships or friendships that you had once thought were good and healthy but turned out to be extremely toxic, full of lies, full of backstabbing, and then you're trying to throw shade at me and my sister, nah, we ain't playing that game. We don't do that here. This last month, almost 2 months, has been extremely hard for us. We lost our grandmother. One of our kids is going through a mental health crisis. We're feeling all the things. The throuple is good and thriving. For the majority of it, our kids are good and thriving. Our animals are amazing and thriving. However, hold on, excuse me. Major, quit it. Sorry, I had to yell at my boy dog. Our summer is fun. We have a pool, we have a trampoline, although the adults have more fun trampoline than the kids do. But I digress. I'm getting off track. Um, Personally, for me, and I know Katie will chime in if she feels like it, but she feels a lot of the same way about the friendships we no longer have. Whether it's friends that she just has or friends we shared mutually. Um, I had a friend that I had known since high school, well before Katie or our Three Musketeer group at the time with Meghan. Um, the other girls we knew, Kaylee, Patsy, Jennifer, a different Meghan, all of the things, right? And she and I were good, and she and I became really thick as thieves when I started the divorce process with my ex-husband, because of a domestic violence situation, because she had had the same thing, because her first ex-husband was Army. You need to quiet them down. Uh, Sorry, our girls are being really loud. Um, so we became really close. And she did not like Katie at all. So it would cause issues because I was stuck in the middle. Um, and Stephanie knew how to always put herself in a good light, and or paint herself as a victim or this or that. And I didn't find out until literally this year, that when my daughter was a toddler, baby toddler, my daughter just gonna be 15 this year. 15. I'm so old. Um, and ironically, it was my ex-husband who told me before our communication and our relationship went down the tubes because of me speaking the truth about our past, which is public record in Riverside County Superior Court for California. I Nothing I said was a lie. It's all right there. Um, but when my daughter was a toddler, CPS had been called, and abuse allegations have been put out. And my ex-husband thought I did it. I thought he did it. And lo and behold, she did it. And she did it while also trying to hook up with my ex-husband and sending him pictures and doing all the things. Mind you, we could have worked out our issues 100%. He and I have talked about it when we did talk, that had we not been so young and so quick to be resentful and bitter and immature, we could have easily worked out our problems and stayed married. Because, mind you, we were technically married for 10 years, but separated for the majority of those 10 years. So once I found that out, I felt completely betrayed and heartbroken, because I had supported Stephanie through multiple marriages, multiple divorces, talking to her no matter what state she lived in for hours on end. Other than Katie, outside of my family, she was my rock. And for that to be told to me was so disturbing and so heartbreaking, and really truly opened my eyes to how you can have a demon in front of you with the face of a fucking angel and you would never know. So I cut her. I gave her peace of my mind, and then I immediately blocked her off everything, because you know what? Yeah, a lot of time had passed before I found out the case was truly unfounded. The guy at the time was like, I don't know why I'm even here. This is a waste of time and resources. Your daughter is amazingly well taken care of and loved on every front. You're doing everything right to deal with her autism diagnosis, and you're doing everything you should be as a mom, and then some. And so that's that friendship. I've had other friendships go by the wayside. A few of the names that I did previously mention, whether we were apart or, you know, people move, people change, we grow older, sometimes we grow out of relationships, and that's perfectly fine. Um, the next toxic friendship that I had that was devastating for me to lose, and ironically, today is the 1 year anniversary of when I last spoke with this person, was our Three Musketeers, was Meghan. Um, and it was because it was constantly, well, if you don't talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you. Um, but I could reach out and I could spill my guts about anything in depth about my emotional turmoil when I knew she could see my posts or see certain things, and she could have reached out on her own instead of me having to reach out and be like, hey, well, I'm in, like, I nearly just died losing my son last year. Instead of me reaching out and telling you about it, you could have easily reached out and been like, I'm so glad you're alive. How are you doing? How are you handling things? No. You don't get to play the victim and then still be in high school and think I'm born yesterday. Because you've done the same thing since MySpace. And people who are mutual friends say, you're still in high school. You gotta grow up. And you're older than I am. That says a lot. Because you don't get to throw shade at my name or say, you know things about me and you can speak the truth. Go ahead. I'm an open book. I don't hide anything. I've never hid who I was. I've never hid what I've gone through. As you can see from the previous videos, I've been honest about my divorce, domestic violence, my sexual assault experience, what my daughter's gone through, how being a mom has shaped me, about my friendship with Katie, who's literally my platonic soulmate, my sister wife, all of the things. There was a reason I stopped talking to you, and it killed me because that friendship was 16 years at that point long. 16 years. And they say after 7 years of friendship, that person will always be in your life unless something drastic happens. And you know what? Something drastic did happen. You stopped caring. And you put all the blame on me. You put all the blame on my sister wife. You put all the blame on anybody else. But you don't take accountability for your own actions. And with friendships, no matter what age you are, and we're teaching our girls the same thing, it is okay to stop being friends with people who are toxic. You can stop being family with people that you share DNA with that are toxic. It is okay to cut out anybody who is toxic and weighing you down instead of lifting you up. And we've talked about women's mental health. We've talked about men's mental health. We've gone over it all. And no one talks about how devastating losing a friendship can be, and how you literally have to go through the whole grieving process of a relationship, of a dead loved one, all of that, and how you have to go through all those stages to grow and heal and be better. And I have done that, but I am beyond mad that someone can sit there and play victim when that is sorely not the case. It's not the case in any of the toxic friendships or family relationships that I've had to cut out, because there's always a reason. I am the first person, as cutthroat, as much of a bitch, as much of a fighter I can be when necessary. I am the first person to give out way too many fucking chances. And I will do it over and over and over. I mean, a case in point with my ex-husband. 15 years into our child being raised, I have given him chance after chance after chance, no matter how much he breaks our daughter's heart, to try and still be a present dad, to still try and be a dad. For crying out loud, I emailed him and texted his wife, hey, our daughter is graduating the 8th grade. This is the place where it's happening. The ceremony is at. This is the time. Why don't you come? Do you think I got a response? No. Not even about our kid that we shared. I will continually try, despite my own heartbreak and despite other people's heartbreak, because I always want to see the best in people. And when I see the best in people, or even if I don't see it, I know what they can be. And I want that for them. I want to be present for them. I want to cheer them on. But I'm also the type where once I cut you off, I'm happy that you're happy. I wish nothing but the best for you, but just not at my damn table. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to break food with you. Like, it is what it is. And Katie and our husband, Kaylin, knows this. Like, I've even said, I will gladly kick anybody out of our house that upsets him, upsets her, upsets our kids. And I don't give a shit who you are. You can be family, you can be friends, you can be someone we've known for our whole lives. You do something to make one of us upset, uncomfortable, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Bye. And that's just how I feel about it. But I've also grown accustomed to being okay with having my circle be incredibly small. I have Kaylin, I have Katie, I have our brother Frankie and his wife Mo, I have our friend Tyler, I have my friend Alex. Like, my circle is incredibly small. I have my friend Lauren, and she and I don't talk every day. She and I don't talk even once a month, but we still check in with each other. We still talk when we get to each other because we're both extremely, extremely busy. But my circle remains small after so many times of having been stabbed in the back. And honestly, it started back in middle school. And I can remember it so clearly. It was another threesome of girls. It was me, a girl named Ava, and my friend Kaya, who I still talk to this day. We were friends with everybody. We weren't popular, but we were popular, but we didn't belong to a certain clique. We floated around. We knew everybody. We were friends with everybody. We didn't exclude anybody. And then Kaya, unfortunately, after 1 year ended, had to move to Arizona, where she still lives to this day. And once that happened, because the popular girls hated us, but Ava wanted to be popular, she went to the popular girl clique and sold all of my darkest secrets, and it led to me being jumped by them. And thank God I had an older brother who taught me how to fight, and that was also always been the reason why, if Katie ever needed backup, if our friend Meghan needed backup, which that story with me rescuing Meghan one night is out of this world insane. But I've always been the brawler. Like, I can love as hard, but I have no problem putting you down. Right, Katie? She said, in case you didn't hear her, because she's keeping her mouth shut with this.
Oh no, I'll chime in. You've spoken about chances, and that's like, I guess, where our friendship is like really weird, I guess, and how we shouldn't be friends, because you did give me chance after chance after chance, and the last chance like finally stuck, and had to stop having to give me chances. Like, if you want another chance, fucking prove it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like friendships can come and go, but at the same time, like, if you want that friendship back and you want it back as bad as you say you do,
put in the effort.
Fucking prove it.
Yeah.
Put in the effort. Just put forth the energy that we give you. If you're not giving us energy, why the hell are we going to give you energy?
Agreed, especially in this day and age where, and our kids are never going to know any different. We grew up, hell, Google wasn't even around when I was born. I mean, I remember my
We
mom
was 5 years
having
old when Google.
the huge brick ass cell phone, and that was a damn luxury, and she only had that because of the company she worked for. Um, you have to maintain your friendships. And it's so easy these days between social media, email, cell phones, for crying out loud. If you even if it takes 2 seconds to send a text. Hey, I just want to check on you.
Hey, I'm thinking of you. I hope you're good.
Yeah, 2 seconds. This whole tit for tat, if you're not reaching out to me, even though I know you're busy and you're working 70-hour plus a week and you're taking care of a special needs child type of thing, but I expect you to drop a dime and give me hours on end every single day. It's at our age, it's unrealistic. It's
No.
unattainable.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And Katie's right. I was gonna say like maybe 6 or 7 years ago was the final thing where I was like, you know what, enough's enough, and I did put space between Katie and I. Um, Part of it had to do with who I was dating at the time, but a big part of it was I was tired of being treated second rate in a way. I was always there for her when she needed me. I was always helping her out when she needed me. Hell, I would do things without her even having to ask. I would spoil the crap out of her daughter, my niece, I will never regret anything to do with my niece, even though my niece and I went to blows yesterday.
But that's irrelevant right now.
That's irrelevant right now.
Just
Just say it. But yeah, we put space. And it didn't mean that we didn't check in on each other. It didn't mean that I deleted her off social media. It was just space. And I knew that at a drop of a dime, if I truly needed her, she would pick up her phone no matter what time of day it was. I never lost that faith in her, even though I needed to take a break from us. And you know what? And again, it doesn't make sense to anybody else how Katie and I are with each other. Um, but it makes sense to us, and even our husband is just like rolls with the punches, and it's like it is what it is at this point. You guys are fucking nuts. Um, um, he's not wrong. Um, but it made us stronger. I mean, for crying out loud, we live together now. She can literally be backing out of the driveway. And we already have separation anxiety. I'm already asking when are you gonna be home? Like literally today, I ran errands and I did stuff, but I was home by like what 1:30, I think. If no, way before that actually. This woman, what time is it now?
5:12.
This woman hasn't even been home an hour. An hour. I left the first, but she took forever to get home. And I was finally like, you're still at your dad's? When are you getting home? At this point, because I have to get up early to take my kids somewhere tomorrow, I'm not going to spend any time with you.
Wife, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I was being a nagging wife, 100%. But the point is I will always give chances. And for me to literally say, no, I'm done. I'm done putting myself out there. I'm done sharing my business. I'm done trying to be open and honest with you. I'm done trying to be emotional with you. I'm done, just in general sharing my life or my kids' life with you. That says a lot. It takes a lot for me to get to that point. I mean, I'm still friends with most of my exes, except for my ex-husband. I still talk to most of my exes, and that says a hell of a lot. From the one I started dating in high school to the one just last year that our son passed away on us. So it says a huge thing. And not all of those relationships were good. I mean, with Tyler and I, it ended on a really bad note. But he is my best friend, and we hang out and we talk all the time. Um, we actually like send each other reels nonstop. To the point where he's even like, "You're going a little crazy. Uh, how much time are you having right now to be able to blow me up?" But he's a first responder, so I know I can blow him up at night when I have insomnia, and he'll just go with the flow. Um, but he also doesn't get it as much as Katie and our husband does. But again, it takes a lot for me to sit there and be like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Not gonna do it. I can literally count on one hand how many people, whether it be family or friends, that I've cut out of my life for being too toxic and saying, I'm done. So that says something. 35 years old. I'll be 36 in less than 6 months. Oh my God, I'm so old. Anyways, less than 6 months, I will be 36. And at that age, to only have one handful of people I no longer talk to is pretty good, I think. And there's a reason for that. There is an entirely good reason for that, because I love hard. I will be there for you anytime, day or night. And then people who know me know that. I will, if you have children, they're my kids. I will fight for them as if they're my own flesh and blood. It's that simple. So, if we're speaking truths, that's my truth. And that's where I'm going to end it. Because at the end of the day, as much as it pisses me off, and I needed to show you this side of me of how I can be, I guess, a very low-key cutthroat, as Katie would say, because it's not as bad as I could have been.
Well, yeah, but you were also, your heart was still on your sleeve at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you weren't heartless about it.
Which I could have been, 100%.
Yes.
But we built this page up to be completely unfiltered, uncensored, chaos. You get to know more about us. You get to know more about me and how I view friendships and families and all of that on this one. I doubt Kitty will ever probably do a video like this or touch on these topics, because again, she doesn't like conflict.
That doesn't mean I won't make solo videos just speaking my piece on something that aggravates me. What really grinds my gears, as Peter Griffin would say.
Yeah, and you'll get more of these videos where it's, like one of us popping off at the mouth about something. Because again, nothing's off topic. Whether it be politics, gender identity, family life, how you handle a mother-in-law, because I couldn't stand my mother-in-law, but that's a whole episode all on its own that I would probably need a couple drinks for. I'm gonna be honest. You'll get to know us as a unit, but also as individuals. And this is one of those times where it's strictly Briana popping off at the mouth, because I love to exercise my mouth, and I will do it every goddamn day.
And me just chiming in.
And her just chiming in. And just like if she were to do a video, just her, you bet your ass that I would be chiming in right there with her. But that's all for today. So I guess, surprise, this week you get 3 videos instead of the 2 I said. Yay! Hope everybody has a great end of June, and happy 4th of July when you see this, because we'll be posting a video after the holiday if we're still alive. We'll see. Okay, bye. I'm done. I'm moving.